Part 1. The first scream echoed through the marble halls before anyone understood where it had come from. "Sir, that boy. You know him." Every servant froze. The housekeeper dropped the silver tray she was carrying. Even the elderly owner of the mansion slowly turned toward the trembling cleaning woman standing beneath the enormous oil portrait hanging above the grand staircase. She isn't staring at the wealthy gentleman depicted in the painting. She was staring at the little boy standing beside him. Tears rushed into her eyes. That child lived with me in the orphanage. Silence swallowed the mansion. No one believed her. The portrait showed the adopted heir of the Volkov family nearly 25 years earlier, a child who had supposedly entered one of Russia's richest households after being found abandoned with no known relatives. His identity had never been questioned. Until now. The cleaning woman, 43-year-old Marina Sokolova, had worked in the mansion for only 6 days. She spoke little, kept her head down, and cleaned every room with quiet precision. The other employees barely knew her name. But the moment she saw that portrait, the past crashed into her like a storm. "I remember him," she whispered. "His name isn't Victor." The owner's expression changed. "What did you say?" "He was called Misha." "Mikhail." The elderly businessman stepped closer. "That is impossible." Marina shook her head. "No. He braided his scarf every winter because he never learned to tie it himself. He had a tiny crescent-shaped birthmark behind his left ear. He collected smooth stones from the playground. He was afraid of thunderstorms. Nobody had ever mentioned those details." The owner frowned. "How could you possibly know that?" Marina looked up at the portrait. "Because he practically raised him." The room became unbearably still. 25 years earlier Marina had been 16 years old, one of the oldest girls living inside the overcrowded orphanage outside Yaroslavl. The younger children followed her everywhere because she protected them from bullies and comforted them through endless lonely nights. Among them had been a quiet 6-year-old boy named Misha. He barely spoke. He cried every night for parents he couldn't remember. Whenever lightning flashed across the sky, he hid beneath Marina's blanket until morning. She had promised him one thing. "No matter what happens, I'll never be alone." But on a cold November morning strangers arrived. A luxury car parked outside the orphanage. The director ordered every child to stand in perfect lines. Hours later Misha disappeared. The staff claimed he had been adopted by a wealthy family. No goodbye. No letter. No explanation. Marina cried for weeks. Years passed. Life became cruel. She aged out of the orphanage with nothing except a small cloth rabbit Misha had secretly left beneath her pillow the night before he vanished. She married. Her husband died in a factory accident. Medical bills swallowed everything she owned. Eventually she accepted cleaning jobs across Moscow simply to survive. She never imagined fate would bring her into this mansion. Especially not this owner. The elderly owner slowly removed his glasses. "My adopted son was never called Misha." Marina answered quietly. "Then someone lied to you." The old man's breathing grew heavier. His adopted son, now 13-year-old Viktor Volkov, was away in St. Petersburg negotiating an international business deal. He had inherited nearly every responsibility of the family empire. Everyone believed he had always been Viktor. Everyone except Marina. The old man led her into his private office. Old adoption documents filled leather folders stacked inside a locked cabinet. He opened them carefully. Birth certificate. Medical records. Court approval. Transfer papers. Everything appeared legitimate. But something caught Marina's attention immediately. She pointed toward the signature. "This isn't the orphanage director's handwriting." The businessman stared. "Are you certain?" He delivered paperwork for her every week. Hal compared several documents. She was right. The signatures didn't match. His hands began trembling. Hal immediately ordered every archived record connected to the adoption. Hours later his personal lawyer arrived. The investigation uncovered another disturbing discovery. Several original files had disappeared years ago. No one could explain why. That evening Victor unexpectedly returned home. Hal entered the mansion smiling after finishing his business trip. But the cheerful atmosphere vanished when Hal saw strangers examining documents across his father's office. What happened? His father looked at him with unfamiliar uncertainty. Sit down. Victor obeyed. Then Marina slowly stepped forward. The moment Hal looked into her eyes, something strange happened. A memory flickered. A snowy playground. A knitted blue scarf. A teenage girl laughing while handing him a wooden toy horse. His heart beat AC.